Hello and welcome to Halftime at the Footy. It's the final round for season 2014 and the top four is already set in stone. The first week of the finals will see East Fremantle taking on Swan Districts in the first semi, while the second semi sees East Perth hosting Subiaco, the winner progressing straight through to the WAFL Grand Final. The East Perth Royals have locked away the minor premiership, already with 16 wins and just 3 losses. 2 of those came against second place Subiaco. The only real shock this year for the Royals came in the form of a 100-point belting by arch rivals West Perth back in round 4.
Oh, beautiful pick up there and run into space. Great work there.
Their top spot finish was widely predicted at the beginning of this season, given it's their first in full alignment with West Coast.
That's an outstanding shot on goal.
I think everyone expects East Perth to be the best side in the competition. They'll be the toughest to beat.
I expect them to be strong again.
Week in, week out, a contingent of AFL-listed players have combined with the likes of some genuine WAFL A-graders. Guys like Brendan Lee, Paul Johnson and Josh Smith.
Curls it back to the goal square and a good clever mark taken by Smith.
They're a star-studded outfit who head into September as deserved flag favourites. Their opponents in the second semi-final agree.
Yeah, well, obviously they're the best team in the comp. That's why they're sitting top of the ladder. And yeah, look, I think they've lost 3 games and 2 to us, but that doesn't give us a God-given right to walk straight through them in the second semi. We know that I reckon they would have done their homework now, and more importantly on us. We know that our boys are going to be up for the challenge, and so will they. So look, it doesn't give us any more advantage that we've beaten them twice. If anything, it probably gives them a bit of motivation.
You know, it's not like we're a lot better than them or they're a lot better than us. We're an even side, and whoever gets the luck go their way will get the result.
The Lions will carry a quiet sense of confidence into the game, having not lost to the Royals all season. That, coupled with the return of some injured stars, gives Jared Schofield plenty to smile about on the eve of September.
Well, we'll get Delahunty back, obviously, for the East Fremantle game, and we'll get Yaron back. Toomey will come back. Brad Stevenson will look to come back this week, whether that's in the 1s or 2s. So for finals, he'll be presenting himself, and then you've got Scott Worthington as well. So, and Robbie Forrest. So, and the main thing about those guys, they're all senior players. So, they're really going to add to our group.
In the first semi-final, it's this season's surprise packet Swan Districts up against the more experienced Sharks, who boast arguably the best midfield in the league. With 12 wins and 7 losses and a game against Subi tomorrow, the Sharks look destined to finish third for the 3rd time in 5 seasons. Steve Malaxis is all too aware of what's at stake in a first semi.
I guess when you're playing how we will be, sudden death, you can't afford a bad game, that's for sure. And to a certain extent, you can't afford a bad quarter. So you boys just got to be on the job the whole time, and us as coaches have to be as well.
It's what we play footy for, is to play in finals, to obviously try and win a premiership. So yeah, it's a great challenge, obviously, for the guys, for our group. But we just like to play at this time of the year, and because this is when guys make names for themselves and also teams. And if we want to be successful, we've got to win these games.
In the past 3 weeks, gun midfielders Jamie McNamara and Brad Dalziel have both returned from knee injuries.
Yeah, that is a brilliant kick. That did not deviate at all.
Yeah, well, you like to go in full strength, ideally. So, Jamie McNamara and Brad Dalziel are important players. So, we wouldn't want to play. We wouldn't want to play without them. That's for sure. But it can happen. So we're just going to have to deal with it if it does happen.
The boys from Bassendean will take to the finals with the same fearless brand of footy that served their young playing group well in 2014.
Straight over the hat of goal umpire Lauren French.
They are young, but they've got themselves in this situation for a reason, because they're a quality side. So we've got to respect them like any other side, whether they're 20 or 25. It doesn't really matter.
It's an opportunity to play under pressure. Like at the start of the year, we probably didn't think we'd be here until probably 24 months or 36 months down the track, but we're here now, and that's a really positive thing. They can deal with this pressure now on a really big stage in great conditions against great players. It can only be good for their development down the track.
Their final round bye has come at an ideal time, as a handful of Swans look to overcome minor injuries.
That's a risky kick. Schofield over the top there of Faulkner. Now Faulkner's gone down. He's hurt his shoulder.
Though sadly, 2 key players have already been ruled out of finals action. Captain Talon Ames and rising midfield star Blaine Boghorst were both casualties in the Swans' 62-point loss last weekend.
Significant. I think Ames will probably miss the final series. There might be a chance if we snuck through to the grand final that he'd be back. It's probably a 4 to 6 week hamstring. It's a sort of a 2 centimetre by 2 centimetre by 3 centimetre hole in the string. So that's a big tough one. So that is going to be hard to come back from an old boy like Amesy. But the other one, Boakest, it's an MCL, which is great for him. Not great for us because it looks like it's a 3 to 4 week injury. But he's been cleared of any ACL damage, which was going to be a huge shame given he's been really good for us, had a great season, and there's been some interest from AFL clubs.
Racing by Williamson shows real pace.
Head to head, it's a hard one to pick. The Swans and Sharks have met twice already this season, each with 1 win apiece, and both games had 10-goal margins.
Their running ability in terms of their midfield is probably the best in the competition, and their defence is really good as well, so they set up really well. So how do we combat that? I suppose we just have to work as hard as we can and try and get our matchups right and just have a fair dinkum crack.
Rogers left without it. Alari with great courage and a fair amount of skill, if you don't mind.